Ninjani Molweni Afsheni Tobe La Nda. Guys, we are here with LME3701 research topic for semester 2 of 2024. Right? So we have the assignment number 2, which we have to deal with, and then we have to go now and read. So we go to the research topics and we have to read. Your work at a legal research institution. Okay, your work at a legal research institution focuses on human rights, right? Recently, you noticed that the issue of domestic violence has been receiving a lot of attention. You noticed that there is no crime labeled domestic violence, even though there is such a crime in some other jurisdictions. And this got you wondering about the criminal response to domestic violence. You have registered for your postgraduate studies and decided that the criminal law response to domestic violence will be the general topic of your dissertation. It is up to you to formulate a unique title for your research. Research the law on the criminal law response to domestic violence in South Africa. In other words, it is a crime to commit domestic violence. What criminal law consequences are there for a perpetrator? Can the legal and specifically the criminal law response to a domestic violence be improved? Should it be improved, or is the current response satisfactory? Focus on the constitutional rights involved and the relevant legislative provisions. In addition, consider relevant case law reform commission reports and journal articles on the topic written by legal scholars. Before you can start writing your dissertation, you have to submit your research proposal setting out your research idea and research questions and the basic theory underlying your research. This is what we are going to do now. Consult the PowerPoint presentation under additional resources for a detailed explanation of what is required under each heading of the proposal. And they said that you must choose whether you are researching the topic using the historical approach or the comparative approach. The historical research approach. This means looking at the historical development of the law on the issue from a specific date in the past up to the present day. You will look at the relevant case law and legislation that might have contributed to the law as it stands today, and blah, 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 blah. This means that you will also compare the laws of South Africa and Zim legislations and the current legal positions. Okay, then it's assignment number 2. Then let's start. My people will start with the historical research approach. Then when you do a research, you must know that we always follow the sources of the law. Sources of the law, right? Number 1, we have a constitution. Number 2, we have a statute. Number 3, we have a judicial precedent, or let me just say, call it a court case. Number 4, we have a common law. And number 5, we have African indigenous, or we can just say customary law. So in order to answer this question about the domestic violence based on the history, We'll be looking at all these 5 sources of a law, so that you're able to answer and write a better assignment, right? So we'll look at the Constitution, the statutes, the court case, the common law, and African indigenous or customary law, right? So let's start with the Constitution. Don't forget that this is just a tutorial. If you want to watch the full video, you must come and click on our channel, join. Then after clicking join, you come and search for current assignment. Then you come and join with a 99 if you have not yet joined, so that you can watch this LME full video, right? This is just a advertisement, right? So you must know that. As I've said, after I've told you that we firstly look at the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Then South Africa, 1996. So firstly, we look at the section 10, which stated very clear that everyone has inherent dignity, and the dignity to have their rights, their dignity to, everyone has an inherent dignity and the right to have their dignity respected and protected. So every person has a dignity. And then we also look at the section 11, which made it clear that everyone has the right to life. Another, we go to section 28, which made it clear that every child has the right to a family care or parental care, to appropriate alternative care when removed from family care. And it goes down saying that every child has a right to be protected from maltreatment, neglect, abuse, or degradation. This is the best. To be protected from maltreatment, neglect, abuse, or degradation. And it made it clear that a child's best interests are of paramount importance in every matter concerning the child. There are many sections in the Constitution. However, we have read some of the Constitution. Now we are coming to number 2 with the statute. Of course, we have already know by now which statute we'll use. Okay, now we have a Children's Act, 38 of 2005. We have it here. And then we'll be looking at this one. So it's very much important that we have this Children's Act. Okay, let's go to section 1. I want to see something. 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 Yeah. Oh, what's this? There's a lot of stuff here. I want to see only section 1. Where is section 1? Okay. Yes. Now you can see. Okay. Now when we are here, we're still here on the child. It means that you can see that we are here on the child, and we can see about the abuse. So let's go and write. Then when we are still on that legislation, you can see on your assignment, you can see what is happening. They say that you must put the title cover, the working title, the content page, the draft, right? Then, you must put here. We must have introduction, problem statement, hypothesis, points of departure, conceptualization of central research theme, proposed chapter layout, projected time scale, and then the description of proposal research, and then conclusion. So we are starting, guys. We must start with what we call a theme and conceptions. There's no time. Whenever you get an idea, you start with that idea. So for me in this video, I will start with this one. Then I'll come here and then I put a number 5, which is conceptual. Then I make it, that is number 5, about the conceptual. Maybe we have to put it in a aerial. Maybe set like this. Then we make it a bigger uppercase. Yeah, then we bold it. then we are done. We are starting with the conceptualization of a central research theme. And then we have already been here. So the first place that we'll start with is this one, where we have an abuse here, which is based on section. Then we'll come here, and then the first conceptualizations that we'll put it will be child abuse. And then the definition of a child abuse, then it means that we'll come and paraphrase from here. Then it means that you'll go and paraphrase this one, which is for abuse. And then I put it here. It's up to you to paraphrase. Don't forget that each and every definition, when you finish, you come to the reference. It's very much important. You will lose the marks if you do not do this. You must do this so that you'll say child, then you say that Children Act 38 of 2005. Sorry, forgot to put here. That is found on the section 1 of the Children Act 38 of 2005. That is the one that defined what is a child abuse, because you are talking about domestic violence. So it is very clear that you will talk about the child abuse. What is a child abuse? Child abuse is defined on the legislation, which you must put like this. So you don't go online on Google and you use a statute. You use a statute. You do not go to the Google. I told you guys, this is just an advertisement. And then if you want to watch the full, you come and click join on my channel. Then current assignment, you will see it with only 900 rand. You will be able to watch this video so that you can have a full information on how to answer this LME, right? So because we have already put the conceptualizations, it means that we have to put also what we called preparatory study, right? Preparatory study. Because it's assignment number 2, we have to. So we don't waste time now. We have to put it, right? So we'll come downwards here. Let me just see it, and then we say that. This number what? Number 9. So we'll come here. Don't worry about how we write. People like me will write like this so that we put everything one time, so that we do not come and struggle, whereas we know, So we have now preparatory study, and we go to home, and then we put it Arial, then we put it size 12. But because this is just let me not put on a size 12. Then I said that maybe put it here so that it can be bigger, then uppercase, then bold. All right. So I'm doing this because I've already put the child abuse, which is based on Children Next. So I will come here and put a Children Act, because it's one of the material that I will be using. 2018 38 of 2005, right? So I've already put this one. So I've already put the preparatory study. Some of us will write like this. Then we come and look on the family law. Yeah, on the family law, of course, there should be a domestic violence. There should be. Let's go down and see if there's no domestic violence, because there should be domestic violence. This one deals with the family issues. So some family issues, there must be a domestic violence. So it's very much important that you know. Let's go down. Civil union, customary marriage, Muslim marriage, life partnership, domestic violence. Yeah, you can see I'm showing you part 6, domestic violence. And then let's hear what they say about domestic violence. Despite this, our law did not provide any remedy specifically for domestic violence until the Prevention of Family Violence Act 133 came into operation on 1 December 1993. The Prevention Family Violence Act created a sui generis statutory interdict by means of which a perpetrator could be prohibited from committing domestic violence. Because of widespread criticism of the act, a new act, the Domestic Violence Act 116 of 1998, was enacted. When the Domestic Violence Act came into operation on 15 December 1999, it repealed and replaced most of provisions of the Prevention of Family Violence Act. So now let's check this one, so-called the Domestic Violence Act, right? I'm still saying to you, this video is just a tutorial. You just come and click join, then you come to the current assignment, then you see 100 rand. After paying, you can request any document that you have used in this. So if you have seen any document, you can request that document. Say, well, I've seen that document, send me that document. So any kind of a document you want. We'll send you all the documents that we have used for this on the video. And it's very much important that you come and download the act on the Safely. The reason why you must is that all the amendments, those cases, those laws, or those statutes are amended daily. So you can see that when you come here, it will show you that it was updated. So it's very much important because they always update their things. They updated in 3 April 2024. So when you download the act, download from Safely. I repeat, when you download the statute, make sure you come and download on the Safely. Right? Okay. All right. Firstly, you must know that we start from the preamble. What the preamble say? Preamble started talking about that they recognizing that domestic violence is a serious social evil, that there is a higher incidence of domestic violence within South African society, that victims of domestic violence are among the most vulnerable members of society, and that domestic violence takes on many forms, that acts of domestic violence may be committed in a wide range of domestic relationships, and that the remedies currently available to the victims of domestic violence have been proved to be ineffective. So this is the best. This is where you start. You start from the preamble, right? About this one. Then it means that we go back to our assignment. We check which way we can put the preamble. So you can see that there's an introduction here, which the preamble can suit very well. Can suit very well. Right? So it means that I forgot which is number. It's number 1. Then it means that we'll come to the said number 1. Introduction. I don't want to put like this. However, no problem with it. The only reason why I'm doing this is because whenever you get an information, you must know where to write it. So each and everything must be on its page. So it means that you go and say number 5, you put it on its page, and then you go to preparatory, you put it on its page. We're still going to put others, just that we are checking which information we get, and whenever we get information, we must be putting such information down, right? It means here we are gonna say that, and then we put a preamble. Sorry, we'll say preamble of. Let me just say copy. Preamble of Domestic Violence Act 1116. Don't forget to put a full stop. Then when you finalize it, it means that here on the here down on the preparatory, it means that you are going to put the thing that you've been used, which is a Domestic Violence Act Then you copy these two, and then you make a copy. That's how we write, by the way. Then we have not put conclusion. It means that here we'll come and say bibliography, right? Then you come and say statute, under statute, then you put those two statutes that you have found. You are doing things so that when you are done with it. Then you take a bibliography into its own page. I always do this. When I always do this, so that when I write, I go and ensure that I'm finishing. So of course, it means that on top of this one, you will have what we call the table, right? You can put the table when you are done. I'm just showing you because this is just an advertised video. However, this video will continue on the full. When you're paying 99 rand, you will see this video. So in order for you to insert, you must come there. You must come and say introduction. Then you know what you do in the introduction. You come and write it as a heading number 1, right? You put it as a heading number 1. Then you go down. Let's put this one like this. Conceptualization, heading number 1. We go down, and then we put a preparatory study, heading number 1. We go down, we come to the bibliography, and then on the bibliography we said heading number 1. Then because we have put the statute, we'll come to the statute, and then we said that the heading number 2, right? Then after that we come and say page layout. We go to insert, we come to the page number. Then I always love to insert the pages at the bottom. So some love at the top, but mine, I love it when it's on the bottom at the plane at the right. I love to put date like this. So after putting the date, it means that now I will go up here, and then I'll click here. I'll come to reference, then I'll come to the table, then I'll put my table. So the table must be like this. What happened to that one? What happened to the console? Oh, let me delete this one. Yes. So throughout here, when I put something, I'll just come here and click, and then set that I will be updating the entire table. No, not page number. The entire table. You can see conceptualization is now in. So I'll be going here. This is how you insert the table. This is how you insert the table. Don't insert that table. This is not the way. You don't insert table like this. You'll get 0. If you insert table and say that you said introduction. Some people love to do this thing. Introduction. Then they say, that is not how you input the input. Then you say page 1. That's not how you input the table. That's not how you input the table. You have to input the table the same way that I have input the table. So we have already started with the content. We have already put some of the table. We have already put some introduction, conceptualizations, and preparatory. We look good. So let's continue. Don't forget that if you want to watch the full video, you must come and click join, and then current assignment. Then with your 99 rand, you will able to request all the documents that I'm gonna be using on this assignment, right? Sorry, by the way, we were still here on the domestic violence, on that book of family law which I showed you. Then they said that they come here and say that, is it over? Okay, I want to read here on the ordinary civil and criminal remedies. They say that the perpetrator of domestic violence can incur intellectual liability for injuries or damage he or she inflicted on the victim or caused to the victim property, depending on the circumstances of the case. The perpetrator may also be charged with a crime such as assault, assault with the intention to do grievous bodily harm, culpable homicide, murder, incest, rape, compelled rape, sexual assault, compelled sexual assault, compelled sex assault, criminal injury, or malicious damage to property. Okay, you must note this one down. Right, we are still going to come back here. I want to check something before, guys. Let me check. Okay. Yes. So, domestic violence refers to physical, sexual, emotional, verbal, psychological, and economical abuse, intimidation, harassment, stalking, damage to property, entry into the complaints residence without consent if the parties do not share residence, and any other controlling or abusive behavior towards the complaint. The conduct must be harm or be such that it may cause imminent harm to the complainant's safety, healthy, or well-being. Okay, all right, right. No, we don't just take whatever. We have things that we take. So okay, now because I have seen it, so it means that I'll come here and then come. Maybe I take these steps. This one is a good for us. It's good for us. Then let's go to let's check here which one will be good. And when we check here, we have introduction. It means that it can be good for hypothesis. So let's go and include the hypothesis. Hypothesis. We must include here because hypothesis is number 3. So we are going to include hypothesis. Remember that the hypothesis is a proven research that you want to prove, which has not been proven. You want to prove it. So you state that domestic violence conduct include physical, sexual, according to that book. Then of course you will have to. We have to include the footnotes as we have been. Then we come here and then set adjust. Then Lexinas, 4th edition, page number. So then the page number here is 274. And it means that we go to 274. You must just put this thing and 274. You put that one and the full stop. Don't forget to put a full stop. Then it means that if you ever put something, you must go and do the changes also on the preparatory. Then you come and put the case, the book on the preparatory. Don't forget that what you do on the preparatory on assignment number 2, you must come and do it on the bibliography. Then on the bibliography, you'll come and say book. Then you will include the book, which is a hidden. Then don't forget that here you still go home because it's still under bibliography. You put a heading number 2, right? Then you go straight to the hypothesis, and don't forget that hypothesis should be in the heading, right? Then you put it in its page, right? Okay, we have done so. Now we are going forward with a hypothesis. Then you come to the Department of Jurisprudence, Legal Philosophy Only Study Guide for LJU 48011. If you know this study guide. So we'll just search because some of us have been here for a long time. So we'll just say Mary because this Mary has a very good thing. Then we'll say Mary. Okay, let me say Frank. So why I was Mary Jo Frank? So they said a good example of this kind of approach in legal thinking can be found in the work of Mary Jo Frank. She uses a critical analysis, highlights problem with the rape and prostitution in law. Frag argues that the law encodes the female body with meaning, but that she means that the law promotes certain ways of thinking about women bodies in the administration of law. This pairs in the three ways. Number one, in the first place, legal rules mandate the terrorization of the female body. This is done by inadequately protecting women and at the same time encouraging women to seek refuge against this terror. This means women bodies are bodies uh, uh, in terror, bodies that have been taught to be afraid. This obviously also keeps women in their place as they are too scared of what might otherwise happen. In the second place, legal rules mandate the materialization of the female body. This is done through rules that force women to become mothers and by rewarding them for motherhood and punishing those who choose not to be mothers. An example of this is the social grants given to poor mothers but not to other poor women. Legal rules also mandate the sexualization of the female body. This happens with certain kinds of sexual conduct are prohibited and through the rules pertaining to rape and sexual assault. In the last two cases, it works by not focusing on the crime but on sexual conduct of the women in question. So we are going to supplement this with the case that have been decided, and this case is a very much powerful case. Okay, you will have to pay to see this case. However, I will open it and just read where it is said. In this case, they said that the main judgment held that the applicants knowingly and with the requisite intention participated. No, that's not. Where's that place? Let me check for that. That the main judgment. That's not the place that I was reading. Oh yeah, I found it, guys. They said that the main judgment bemoaned the fact that for far too long, rape has been used as a tool to relegate the women of this country to a second-class citizens over whom men can exercise their power and control, and in so doing, strip them of their rights to equality, human dignity, and bodily integrity. The higher incidence of sexual violence suggests that male control over women and notions of sexual entitlement feature strongly in the social construction of masculinity in South Africa. Some men view sexual violence as a method of reasserting masculinity and control over women. So the main judgment further noted that the rape scourge has reached alarming proportions in South Africa and that joint efforts by the courts, society, and law enforcement agencies and required to curb this pandemic. One way in which the judiciary can do this is by disposing of the misguided and misinformed view that rape is a crime purely about sex. Continuing on this misguided trajectory would implicate the Constitutional Court and courts around this country in the perpetuation of patriarchy and rape culture. So they go to the main judgment. You have to read this case. It's a very good case about a domestic, how they reacted to the domestic violence. So I'll just go and summarize the way I summarized. As you can see, I've already put the hypothesis. I told you that hypothesis must be on each page. Then I will just come and put the reference that you will see, and this reference will be about the. Then I come and put 267, which is the page number that I have found that one. So this is a legal philosophy, the one on Study Guide for UNISA. I'm putting it, and then I'm putting there on the other. You can see that I'm putting here also on the book, under book, and then the material that I've used, which is the preparatory study, I've already put here also because it's my preparatory study, which is the only other things that I'll be using. So come here, then we come here. Let me read for you last time so that you know what I've written on the hypothesis. On the hypothesis, I said domestic violence conduct include physical, sexual, emotional, verbal, psychological, and economical abuse, intimidation, blah 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 blah. This one, the conduct must harm or be each that it may cause imminent harm to the complainant's safety, health, or well-being. Then I give that one. Mary Jo Frag first and foremost made it clear that legal regulations require the tolerization of a female body. This involves not properly safeguarding women and simultaneously promoting women to seek safety from this violence. Additionally, legal regulations require the feminization of the female body. This is achieved through regulations that pressure women into motherhood and by incentivizing motherhood while penalizing those who opt not to be mothers. One instance of this is when social grants are provided to impoverished mothers but not to other impoverished women. Legal regulations also require the sexualization of the female form. This occurs when specific forms of sexual behavior, such as prostitution, are banned, and as well as regulations concerning rape and sexual assault. In the past two situations, it operates by shifting attention away from the crime and into the woman's sexual behavior. This argument is supported by majority arguments in S versus Chawala. You can check for S versus Chawala. There are many cases of state versus Chawala. Good luck in finding this case anyway. The main judgment bemoaned the fact that for far too long, rape has been used as a tool to relegate the women of this country to a second-class citizens, over whom men can exercise their power and control, and in so doing, strip them of their rights to equality, human dignity, and bodily integrity. The higher incidence of sexual violence suggests that male control over women and notions of sexual entitlement feature strongly in the social construction of masculinity in South Africa. Some men view sexual violence as a method of reasserting masculinity and control over women. So this is just one page. We still have a lot to put. Then it means that when I'm done with putting those things, and then I have to come to the what is going on now. I'll come to the update. Then I said update the entire table. Then I updated. Then those things must be there. Hypothesis is there. It has been updated. Book has been updated. Everything has been updated. I always write like this, guys, as you can see. It means that now, sorry, what's going on? It means that now we have good tables. We are going forward. And then as you can see that this one I've already included, and this one can make a one page if I can put it. All right. The only reason why I make this video a very big video, a long video, a long video is because I know that many of you do not pay, just love to watch things for free. Then I made it so long so that you can actually gather your own information if you want to gather information, and then you write a meaningful assignment. Okay, thanks for joining, guys. You please join if you want to. You love my work and you are in support of my work, then it's just 100 rand, guys. Then you support me with an LME, and then I'll support you with all the documents so that it will be easier for you to write. Just like I showed you some of the documents, but you still need more documents because there's still more information that you must put. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you will subscribe in numbers so that I can able to be to watch my video. On that, I will put it on the current assignment with only 9.99. Okay, have a good day, guys. Thank you very much for watching.